Come in. No, thank you, Anna.
Okay.
Looks good. Okay, I'll see you next time. You got your check from Chad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Enjoy the wedding.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'll show you pictures next week.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Well, hello, Becky. So far, you're the only one here, my dear.
I was talking up a storm and you wasn't you weren't getting none of it. I was like, I was a little confused for a minute because on the text message it said kicking off also for the for the foster part.
For the what?
And I was like, what did it say?
Oh yeah. Today's the foster.
Something about
You're jumping into the middle of it, so don't worry. You'll catch up.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, going over foster today.
Yep, going over the foster, the relationship. So. Hey, Shy, how are you? Okay, ladies, well, let's go ahead and get some stuff rolling. So, Becky is new here. Welcome, Becky. So,
Thank you.
we have been rolling through the cafe series. And just to kind of give you a little heads up on what that means, Becky, we're teaching people how to create the content for their done-for-you system. You already have your done-for-you system built out. But today's pretty important. This is actually going to be a really good day for you to jump in because we're going over the foster piece, which means relationship building. And so this is where we start to build the relationship pieces in the back end of the system that also correlate to the front end so that you guys can be nurturing said clients with relational content. So we're going to jump into that today. That's what we're doing. So, I love this piece of it. This is where I get super lit up about it. But on as far as relationship building goes, I kind of want to hear from you guys at where you're at with it so far. The workbook is also in TBA in that live. We dropped the workbook in there, so you have that. You can print it out. The workbook is going to help you build out more pieces to this. So Becky, just for future knowledge, when we're doing a series in TBA, there's a teaching and a workbook dropped on Monday, and then on Wednesday we do Q&A to make sure that you're
Okay.
getting it. And then we kind of repeat that. So this is going on for 4 weeks, and this is week 3 of 4. And then in September, we're going to teach you guys how to put it into Simply Optimize and actually clickety. So very helpful stuff here. So talk to me about, and Becky, you can just jump right in. You don't have to be perfectly on point, but talk to me about fostering your guys' relationships with your current socials. Where you currently feel like that's at on a scale of 1 to 10, where you feel like that's at and what you're doing, and let's talk about it.
Okay, so on mine, I'll jump in. We've got from my free group and trying to get them moved over to the paid group is that we have the members. We've reached out and do a DM to them on right after they join. And then a week later, then we kind of, if there hasn't been anything, which there hasn't been a lot, but if they haven't communicated, then I have a second message just saying, hey, life is, kind of crazy right now with school getting started and blah, blah, blah. So I'm not getting a lot of responses back on that yet, but also it's kind of like I told my helper, it's like, it's coming. It's just, we're in the waiting, I guess. So
Right. In the waiting game. Yep. No, absolutely. So on that, your DMing is where you're really fostering that relationship.
yes, because I don't have a way yet to capture their emails because I'm not getting that until one, either they do the spending personality test or they do the other one that I have
Okay.
that captures. So I've got 2 different ways. Hopefully I'm trying to capture their emails. It's just, I've gotten 3 emails so far.
Okay. Cool.
It's a start.
So in your messaging, are you being, okay, so here's something we got to think about because a lot of you are probably doing this right now in the DMs. Are you talking at them or are you talking with them?
Saying like, hey, happy Monday. I just wanted to check in and see how you're enjoying the Why Bookkeeping Matters. So it's an open question, but I don't know if it's too generic.
Okay. And this is for people that are in your free group.
Yes.
Okay. So what you need to do is, that's a really blanket statement.
Broad.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah.
How are you enjoying your day? Fine.
Yeah.
So you need to elevate that question. And this is a really good kind of a one-off place where we can foster. This kind of goes into the relationship building also in the retention strategy. But every single week, and I will, Ashley, will you drop the DM that we're sending right now in in Simplified Success Community? Will you drop that DM here for them so they can see it?
Yes, ma'am.
We're getting really good response to that. And then also, will you send me the TBA workbook? I thought I had it and I do not have it to pull up. So.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. So when you guys are thinking about this, because fostering relationships and DMs is really, really important, and we're going to go into how to do this on a more automated scale in the next month's series. Of course, Lindsay's going to teach you guys all that, but understanding how to put the right kind of content in there is super important. So think about this when you're having a conversation, and I'm going to send you this example and you guys can tweak it. If you come to somebody like, well, how's your day going? It's fine. Okay. So like, this is the thing about your kids. The kids is probably a good way to think about it. When I sit down and talk to my kids, my daughter's 18. She's in college. I don't just say, how's your day going? I said, what classes have you had already this morning? What did you have for breakfast? What does your afternoon look like? Does that make sense? Ask more specific questions. You'll get a more specific answer. Okay. Elevate that question. Now you'll get an elevated response. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. And then, okay. This is an old one. It says socialize with crystallize. It's now simplified success community, but you guys can get the gist of it. Hey, name, welcome to the group. This is what we send to the new members. Okay. So glad you're here. This group is all about helping you build and automate and scale your business across multiple platforms. Right now, we're putting a big focus on owning your digital real estate because in 2025, that's crucial. I know how frustrating it feels to pour hours into content and still feel like the platforms control your paycheck. That's why I'm running a live training inside, it should be SSC, but you guys know what I mean, to show you how to build a business that doesn't depend on the algorithm to survive. Would you like me to send you the details so you can jump into the training? It's free. Okay. And then also, what are you working on in the online space right now? Ashley, will you send me that Google Doc on a text, please, not in Messenger? And Dahlia, you don't have to have a free group to do this too for your people. I'll talk to you about this in a second. You don't have to have a free group. But the point of this message is, and I want to show you guys, is it builds the value. So you tell them what you're doing to help them right now. So remember, last week we trade, and Becky, you don't remember this, but last week we talked about trading information. We talked about them giving you their emails, their phone numbers for trade of something. It could be a lead magnet. It could be a free group. Right now, you're leveraging a free group for a lead magnet, which is fantastic. But do you see how this tells them what's going on right now in the group, what we're talking about specifically, and also it asks them what they are working on in the space. Okay. Do you see how you can take this and craft it and make it into your own and elevate yours?
Yes.
Okay. And I think a lot of this comes from, sometimes we have, I call it MLM PTSD, right? Where we are like, we just send the, hey, how are you doing? And we hope we get a response. And it kind of used to work, right? It doesn't work anymore.
Right.
Yeah, and that's fair. I mean, I sometimes still slip back into that, and I'm like, I got to elevate that question. So it happens to the best of us. But just know, if you'll elevate this and you'll make it feel more humanized, and you'll show them what they're going to get out of it, then they're going to come back to you and they're going to respond to you, and they're going to have a conversation. So I sent this message out. We send about, depends on what strategy we're working for the week. And like I said, we're going to get more into the clickety-clicky next month. But every single day, we send between 50 to 100 messages out in the DMs, depending on the groups that we're sending them to. We get good responses. Like yesterday alone, I went through the first 3 or 4 that I saw pop up. I had one girl talking to me about her Airbnb and how she was putting a new Airbnb together. She told me she was building a website. I just launched an Airbnb. I don't know that that's something that we're going to work on specifically right now, but I talked to her a little bit about it. I asked her some questions and I planted some seeds. Okay. And because we're connecting in the messenger, she's going to start seeing more of my stuff. And if she sees something that could be a value point for her, she's going to ask me about it. Right. Because I took the time to engage with her about what she's doing. I didn't just blow her off because I'm like, oh, well, we don't build Airbnbs, because I'm like, well, she might need a website. She might want an opt-in. She might, I don't know. She might need something. I got lots of things. And even if she doesn't, it's great to have a conversation so they can see that. Does that make sense?
Right.
We wouldn't have got there if I hadn't been more emphatic. Okay, so let me talk to both of those points, because Dahlia had a really great call out. She said, I don't have a free group. Okay, well, free groups are very powerful. So if you don't have one, you might consider making one. But number 2, if you don't have one, you can send these kinds of messages out every single day to people who are your followers as well, and your friends list, your contact list. Okay, and you can start it off. You can literally change this, and you can be like, hey, I'm Crystal. I'm glad we're connected on social media. What's the point of social media if we can't be social and connect? Okay. If people aren't coming back to you and responding, they might not be on my friends list anymore. You know, another little task and thing that I like to add in there too is, hey, just give me a quick thumbs up if you got this message. Sometimes I'll throw that in there, and I get really good response rates on that. And then I'll come back and I'll say something to the nature of like, cool, thank you for, responding. Tell me what you're working at online. Let's see if there's any way we can collaborate, or just, I'd love to know about you, right? People always want to know what's in it for them. Okay. And this is funny. This is kind of a funny thing I saw yesterday that had happened. So I probably get no less than, I don't know, 15 messages a day of people trying to recruit me into different companies because they know I'm retired from network marketing. It's cool. I'm flattered by it. Doesn't bother me a bit. I had a girl yesterday though, sent her this message. She's in the Simplified Success community. She's been there for a while. She loves our free stuff. Sent her a message and she's like, please take me off your list, Crystal. So I came back and I was working on it. I came back. She had deleted the message and then she tried to recruit me. And I got tickled and I was like, aha, she thought about that. She was like, oh, instead of maybe being rude to Crystal because she's just doing her sales job, maybe I should pay attention. So she came back and sent me a message and tried to recruit me, which is cool. And I was like, yeah, send me what you got. I'll take a look at it. Like, you got the nerve to ask me a question online. I'm going to look at it, right? Just out of human respect. Like, well, I'll check it out. No promises, but I'll take a look. Cool.
Please help me.
Then I asked her, I said, what do you think?
Help me. Like, get everything.
I asked her, I said, do you just want me to take you off my list? And she goes, oh, no. No. I probably do need what you're doing. I probably need to learn more about sales. And I just got tickled. I digress. But I'm just telling you, like, it's just constantly having these conversations and building relationships, but be willing to be open to what other people are bringing to the table as well. Because if somebody throws something back at you, like, that doesn't bother me. I'm not like, well, I'm trying to recruit you. You can't recruit me. No, let me check it out. It may not be a fit, but it might. And at the very least, maybe there's a way we can collaborate. I don't know, but that's the point of getting to know people and building that relationship. But you never get to the point of building a relationship if you don't ask questions that are going to solicit a good reply. Does that make sense, you guys? And so DMs is really an easy way to think about this. Okay, because DMs are a really simple manual way to start doing this. And the workbook is going to have you start building out pieces of your content for your optimization and for your automations. But you can start working on this in the DMs right now to start to learn how to think about it and to be smart about it. And if you guys need help, right, you are probably getting messages from me at some point. Go back and look what I sent you and use that to craft the response. You know what I mean? That'll be very helpful to you, but we'll dig more into that. Okay, there's a lot of different ways to foster relationships. The DMs is a really, I think, natural way that we want to do it. So I'm going to pause there. Anybody else have any ways that they feel like they're doing really good fostering relationships and they're getting good response, or feeling like they're sucking and they need help with it? Either way. Nobody? Heidi,
I have another question.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Becky.
So I know that I have the free grade, but is this stuff that I guess I'm just being kind of regretting all the way around? I should be reaching out to my followers that's on just my regular personal page as well.
Absolutely. Because what's the point of, I mean, especially with a freebie, right? And those of you that came over from group coaching, we talked a lot about this over there, right? By offering the freebie in the DMs, and just asking if they need any support with their bookkeeping needs and that you have a free group to help with that. I think that would go over like hotcakes. You know what I mean? But when you read it back, take off your sales hat and put on your consumer hat and think about, what I feel that this is a valuable message if I received this. That's the best way to think about reverse engineering this stuff, you guys. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Does it make sense, or is it just blah, blah, blah?
Right. Like, does it
When
break?
somebody reads it, it's just blah, blah.
Yeah. Is it just, free value, or is it just them trying to sell me? No, it's a free group. I'm doing this. It's a community service group. I'm passionate about keeping books and helping people do this. I've got a free community service group where I teach these things every single week I know you're a responsible human who cares about the success of their life. Would you like to join it? You know?
I don't mean to be hogging. Sorry.
No, these are great questions. These are fantastic questions. Great. And this is how you foster relationships. Again, the workbook's going to guide you through the step-by-steps that I want you to build out for your automation. So I'm not going to go over that because I feel like it explains it very much in depth. And you can, if we need to, if anybody's got a burning question from it, we can. But I want you to really understand the deep-seated psychology behind this, because when you understand how building relationships work, you'll be able to do it on the back side of your messaging and on the front side with your content. Does that make sense? Because it does spill over into the front side of your content as well. Does that make sense, you guys? Are you guys starting to get that? 1, I'm really lost. 4, I'm deeply understanding. 2, I'm just trying to take it in. 2, okay, that's fair. 3, okay, cool. Okay, Dahlia, what are you struggling with, girl?
So I guess I'm still kind of, I've been in a while as far as the network marketing company. So my Facebook audience has kind of seen a lot of it in the early years. And the past couple of years, I've kind of gone away and just been trying to provide like helpful content. So I moved most of my like business type posts or gut health type posts over to Instagram. But I'm not getting the response. And so I'm slowly transitioning what I posted to Instagram to Facebook. But I've never actually reached out individually to followers on Facebook.
Oh yeah, you should. You absolutely should.
So I guess that's where I'm stuck. Like, since I've never done it, like, how do I approach that?
You just start doing it every day. So grab the message out of here that I just dropped in the messages over there. Ashley just dropped it. Take it and change the header and have it say, "Hey, Dahlia here. Wanted to reach out. What's the point of social media if we can't be social?" I mean, that right there in and of itself calls it out. Why are we on here as friends if we can't be social and connect? I do this, and this. I help people with this. I got some free stuff. Tell me about what you do online or in real life. Do you need, let's be a human, right?
Yeah, it's just I guess because a lot of them have known me for so long, it's very out of character for me. So that's why I'm like hesitant on going that approach.
Well, and you don't have to connect with all of them. Like if you're like, "Oh, this is my crazy Aunt Bernice. Don't message her." Like there are people that I skip, and also too, here's another thing I thought. You say you've been doing this for a really long time. You're assuming that everybody in your feed sees your stuff, and they don't. So you look at your engagement. I mean, how many are actually viewing your stuff? Probably not as many as we think, right? We think just because we put it out there, the whole world knows, which is not actually true because the algorithm doesn't show our stuff to everybody. So it's okay to go and send messages. If people don't want it, they'll be like, "No, thank you. Take me off your list." And then you just be like, "Okay, thanks for letting me know. No problem. I hope you're doing well." Like, let it go kindly. But also know that even if they say no, they connected with you in DMs. And so it's going to start showing your content more in the algorithm.
Okay.
So there's still benefit to that. So don't ever let that hurt your feelings if somebody's like, "No, I'm good." Be like, "Okay."
Oh, it doesn't hurt the feelings. It's just it's so out of character for me, and a lot of people have known me for a long, long time.
Well, but if we're going to grow and we're going to make money, we got to do things that feel out of character. Because some of this stuff is going to feel counterintuitive. It's going to feel out of your comfort zone. Like that's my job, is to push you out of your comfort zone. You
Thank
know,
you.
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to sit here and just tell you, oh, it's okay. You don't have to do that. No, I want you to do that because you're going to make money. I mean, there was one day we did a percentages thing in group coaching a while back. I don't remember exactly how we did it, but we took the number of DMs that we were all sending every week and we times it by totals in the year. And we saw, like, I showed everybody, I said, well, if I'm sending out 100 a day, 5 days a week, times, I mean, I'll just do the math just because this will hit with you guys. You kind of get over it a little bit. So 100 times 5 equals 5. You know what? We'll just do 50 times 5 equals 250 times 52. That means I'm sending out 13,000 messages at least a year. So does that make you see why my paychecks are 6 figures a year from social selling? Does that make sense? Okay. So if you're only sending out 4 messages a week, so we'll take 4 times 52, you're only sending 208 messages. Well, I'm over here sending 13,000. You're sending 208. See, you see why the check over here, it's a numbers game. A lot of this is all about numbers. And that's also why I stress to you guys, you're not going to be perfect at it, but you got to start somewhere. And that's why we're building this like we are, because it's going to be clunky and it's going to be a little bit messy. But if you just go through the process of actually executing the work, you're going to start to see it. And if you'll take some of these little like ad libs, like these messages, like Becky kind of got us on a little squirrel trail today, but this is a great squirrel trail and it goes really great into fostering. Because there's a lot of different directions that we can go with this. And this is a really highly income producing activity. And there's a way to do it that doesn't feel salesy or cringy. Does that make sense? And so even though it's out of character for you, which again, if you're in group coaching, you've heard me say this, there's only 16% of the world's population that likes sales, admits to actually liking sales. That means that there's 8 billion people in the world and 1 billion of us like sales. That means there's a lot of opportunity if we just get consistent with it. Consistent effort will win over talent every day, especially if we apply the right strategy. And that's why I'm here, is to teach you the strategy of how to do it well, because you can run people off as well if you're too salesy. And Becky was really vulnerable with us, and she's like, hey, I'm sending this message. Hey, how are you doing in the free group? Sorry, Becky, I don't really, that's really not a interesting message. I'm not going to respond. Seems spammy. I mean, I'm not trying to offend Becky, but let's elevate it so we get responses. And then people are still going to ghost you, and that's okay, right? That's fine. But you're going to get responses if we elevate that question. Okay. Does that help you, Delia? Does that kind of help you sort through this?
Yes, yes. And again, I'm here because I do want to grow and I do want to make those changes. It's just the whole automation and how to do it without being on the DMs all the time.
Well, okay, that's a great, and we are actually going to give you automation for your DMs. Okay, because that's the reason that we send out that many messages every day is because we have automation for it where they just get sent out. Like, we're going to teach you guys this stuff. Okay, like there's no gatekeeping in TBA. It is DIY. Like, you guys do it. We don't do it for you. If you want us to do it for you, then you buy a done for you system, right? But in TBA, there is no gatekeeping. Like, you want to know something, we'll tell you. Like, there's no gatekeeping here. We're pulling back the curtain. In our free community, it's only the what. Over here, you get everything. We'll tell you everything. And so we will show you that, because when you, but the thing about it is you have to learn how to craft the messages to put them into the system to automate it before they can be effective. So with this particular piece, you can go ahead and start sending out some of these messages and testing them to see if you get a response. Okay. Normally I'm like, put it over here, and you can put it, like, you still need to build some in your Google Doc every week. Like I've been telling you to do, still go do that. But you can start testing this piece out. I give you permission. But I also need you to build out the rest of it, what the workbook wants you to build out to. It's not hard. There's a couple of things there.
I'm working on it.
I
Thank
know.
you.
Proud of you. Good job. I'm not trying to push too hard on you. I'm very proud of you guys. This is good stuff today. Okay, let's roll over into content, relationship building with content. Anybody have any thoughts or questions or like want to bang their head up against the wall with that? Rhonda. Rhonda, unmute. Say what you gonna say, girl. We're here for it. I know you're driving, so you might not be able to.
Yeah, I mean, my social media has tanked. A lot of it has to do with the consistency or lack thereof, but I am driving. I'm trying to find some place that I've never gone before, so I'm sorry if I start blah blah. But even whenever I was super consistent, I mean, I just was not getting the engagement. I just was not getting the things anymore. I just wasn't. It was just, and so that might be partially like, you know, you get to that and you're like, why am I doing this if nobody's gonna engage and I'm not gonna get all the things, right? But so I kind of slept off for a while. But recently I was inspired to use my ChatGPT and tell my ChatGPT all of that. Just be like, hey, so this is how it was going. It's not going that way anymore. Like, I just don't know what to do. And we got to come up with a new strategy. And I want to make sure that I'm connecting with people, that I am, what's A? I forgot. What's A?
Attract.
Thank you. That I am attracting people. And then I knew that F was coming, fostering. I said, and then I am fostering the relationships. Now, all that together, how do I do this? And give me some better content than what we've been doing. And of course, I've got my analytics and my screenshots of my analytics and all the things like that I'm dropping to it.
Yay! Look at you in your strategy. Good girl.
Yeah. And so I feel like that this week's strategy or this week's content is just so much better, so much more elevated. So anyway, but yeah.
I'm proud of you. I'm really proud of you. Okay, that's literally what I was gonna say. You took the words right out of my mouth. Okay, so hold on. Let's just pause for Rhonda and give her a clap because you went and you seeked out a solution. No, okay, so here's the truth, you guys. This is hard. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like this is just the easiest thing in the whole entire world and that it should just come natural and you should just be experts at it. It is hard. Some of this stuff is hard. I go through spurts where I'm like, I don't want to make another post ever again. It all happens. But I'm a social seller. And I don't want to go get a job, so I'm going to have to figure out how to make it work too. You know, I'm like, hard compared to what, Crystal? Going to work today somewhere? I mean, not that there's anything wrong with work. I've just never had a job. So I don't know that I'd be a very good employee. They'd probably be like, what are you doing? Like, I'm posting. They'll be like, get off your phone and get back to work. I'd be like, this is my work. Anyways. Okay. So Rhonda, you got frustrated. You got exhausted. You got let life happen. Okay. It's August, back to school, blah, blah, blah. And then you took your strategy, you used your chat, you leveraged AI, you threw your analytics and your data of your high performing content in there, and you redid it, and now it's landing again. It's like you listen or something. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Well, I hope it lands. I mean, I just started that yesterday, I think. So I hope it lands. We'll see. We'll see next week if it has landed or not. But I feel better about the content.
Good.
You know, and I got to thinking about that, and I was like, if you didn't feel good about the content in the first place, why did you even post it? If you yourself was exactly what you just said a while ago, take off the sales hat, put on the consumer hat, and if you yourself would be like, ooh, what the heck? Or like, that doesn't sound like Rhonda. That's out of character for Rhonda. You know, I mean, yes, we do have to push ourselves a little bit and be out of character.
Right.
But, ooh, And I was feeling that way about the content that I was putting out there. Ooh, like, what the heck? It just says the same thing over and over. DM me if you want. DM me the word. Well, and it was just, like, and I'm just like,
I get it.
that step back. I just had to take that step back, apparently, and just, like, do the mental mind shift thing, and walk through a few more things with Crystal, and get to the point where I was like, okay, all right, you know how to use your Chat GPT. Now, dadgummit, leverage your Chat GPT, push on it, and make it the way you want it. Get back to creating content that you want created.
Yes, exactly. And I'm looking at your page, and it's got some good stuff on it.
And on the flip side of that, and I don't mean to go back to DMs, but this is funny that this is the conversation today, because this morning I was standing making breakfast and I was thinking about my DMs recently. Every day, 5 days a week, and then I catch up the weekends on Monday, I send a very faith-forward birthday greeting to everybody on my friends list. Also take the time to clean up my friends list whenever I'm doing this. And because I go into, like, people, I'm like, who's this? Oh, they're dead? Unfriend. Or, oh, I don't like what they post, or they don't post, or unfriend, so I take the time to clean up. But I also send this very faith-forward birthday greeting. Okay. And most of the time I get back a thank you, at least a thank you. Okay. Sometimes it's an, oh my gosh, thank you for that. That was so sweet, or, something like that. And so anyway, and that's how I want to begin a conversation with new people every single day. Like, that's my goal in that, is to start a new conversation with that every single day. Well, I've gotten to the point where I'm like, you're so welcome. What did you do to celebrate your birthday? And sometimes I get a response, went to dinner, went to whatever, did nothing. Sometimes I get crickets, and I'm like, well. So this morning I'm thinking about all that, and I'm like, okay, use your ChatGPT, put in your birthday greeting, tell ChatGPT this is what I send. Usually I get back a thank you. Now, I want to foster a relationship from here. Where do I go? What's the next part of this conversation? What do I say next to keep it engaging, keep it, fostering, friendly, and not just make them think, oh, she's trying to, like, get me wore down until she sells me something, Right. Anyway, I was just having that conversation with myself in my head this morning. And so it's just kind of crazy that this is the conversation that we're now in, because I was already
you're already going there. Yeah. Well, and it's because it's real. Okay, so let me just pull this back 5,000 feet for you guys for a minute. So the reason we're doing all this, the order that we're doing it in, is because eventually when you're sending the DMs, you're going to opt in to said freebie. And when they opt in, you start building the relationship through automation. Okay. Not always, not every time, but there's a good percentage of it that comes through automation, and then comes in from your free group, right? And then comes from your content. Then you don't have to be so uber intentional with every single message. Yes, there's times that you go back and forth, right? And we're gonna sort that out. You guys are gonna learn how all this works. But when you lead with a lead magnet, that's why it's called a lead magnet, right? You're trying to get the lead into the free thing. Then you get to nurture and build that relationship through automation. And that makes things a lot simpler. You don't always have to be selling. You get to automate that. People are used to emails being one-to-many. Okay. And do they always read emails? No, not necessarily. But if you put good enough hooks on them, and you're putting value that is congruent on your socials, they're going to see it. And it's going to get better and better and better. And the last thing I want for you guys to do is to get frustrated with your content and get frustrated with this and throw your hands up and quit. Because the thing about this is a long game. This is organic strategy. Okay. This is an organic strategy is a long game, but I promise you, if you play it and you do it and you're consistent, it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off. Also, you're not paying a big team to go execute it for you. So don't compare yourself to people online who have big teams and who pay to have it all executed. Okay? Be aware of that. Be completely aware of that and understand that. You may get to the point someday where you are, but maybe if you're not right now, don't beat yourself up about it. Do the very best you can. And then in the hard places, like Rhonda said, use some strategies. And that was such a great call out. I was so absolutely proud of you, Rhonda, for saying that you put your analytics in there and you went and did that, because that was exactly what I was going to tell you to go do. So I was so proud of you for saying that. So proud. If you were close to me, I'd like pin a gold star on your chest. So proud.
Gosh, you'd think that we'd been walking together for a full year.
I know. I'm really proud of you. So proud. Okay, this is good stuff. This is really good. Who's got something else they want to flush through or just need some help with? Is it starting to land? Are you guys starting to kind of understand it and it's starting to make better sense? Also, I want you to think about this too. What are you consuming? Like, look at what you consume. What is it that they do in the content that you consume that's so good? Right? What is it? Even if they're a super curated account, you can still take the conceptualizations and make it your own. You know what I mean? And don't be afraid to take people that are really good at this and go look and observe what they do and replicate some of that, you know? Especially if that's what your target and you're certain and you feel confident about what you're selling, you know? Can see wheels a spinning. What are you guys thinking?
I was actually thinking about the stupid game that I started playing that is a complete waste of time, but how it just kind of pops up with little ads every now and then. It's like, you don't have time for that, Becky, but it would kind of flipped in my head where it's like, just popping in and just doing a quick little something as far as once you get the emails and or on your Facebook or whatever social media, just little pop-ins.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Kind of,
well, exactly. And like I was talking to my husband about this morning because he loves, I don't know, we just always have our coffee and drive around, and he was putting out hay this morning, so we were having coffee and he was saying something to me about this guy that's in the cattle industry, and every morning he sends a text out at 7 a.m. And every morning we get it and we know what it is. It's feeder flash, and we get the feeder flash and we look at it. I was like, that is such a great concept. I'm like, I need to be better. I need to be better about doing something more value driven every single week. Like I send reminders, bandwidth. Honestly, it's bandwidth. And so we were talking about that this morning and about how like what's something like we all have something inside of us that other people want to know how it is. Sometimes the best way to go figure that out too is to ask somebody what you're really good at, and I can sit here in a room with you guys, especially the ones that are on this particular call, because we've been hanging out for a while together, and I could tell you what you're good at. I could tell you what I would ask you questions about, I could tell you what that looks like, but sometimes we have to go get it from somebody else to be able to see it within ourselves, and we have to just trust that that's real. You know what I mean? And then pull that out and then go leverage your AI, brainstorm, play around with it, push on it, so you come up with something you like. Does that make sense, you guys? Is that hitting? Cool. Okay. Have you guys got the workbook downloaded yet for this week? Becky's like, I just got in here. I don't know anything about a workbook. That's okay. That's okay. We'll get you tagged. Ashley, will you tag Becky in?
I just printed this thing. Is that what you're talking about?
Is that the one that I sent you in Messenger?
No.
Does it say
Don't
Team
think
Builder?
so.
Say Team Builder Academy on it?
No.
Okay. Ashley, will you text Becky in the C, the A, and the F lives? She can do those and grab the workbook. Ashley's great like that. She'll get that done. Okay. Anybody else got anything? Burning questions or thoughts? Shy, you're really quiet today, but you look cute in your green. You look like Keely.
Just driving. Just driving.
Just driving along, listening, thinking. Very cool. Very cool. Anything else? You guys are just, even if it's not about
Heidi,
today.
you're really quiet.
Me? Just thinking.
Swift kick in the ass. That's all. There you go.
What'd you say, Shy?
Swift kick in the ass. That's all I need.
One more time. I didn't hear you.
I said I need a swift kick in the ass. That's all I need.
Oh, okay. Well, there's your swift kick virtually. Heidi, anything on your mind you want to share?
Not today.
Not today.
I kind of feel out of it since vacation. So
Yeah, coming back from it. That's real.
yeah.
That's real.
When you're in Colorado, you know you're in the mountains and it's beautiful, but then you're stressing because you have no service to get work done either.
Yeah. Yeah, that's real. But that's also when you got to just let yourself be and enjoy that time and then just know you'll get back with it.
Yeah.
Yep. Good stuff. Okay, well, if you guys don't have anything else, we can go ahead and wrap up today. Get the workbook printed. Next week, we're going to jump into the earn. Okay. And then we're going to roll right into the clickety with Lindsay. That's going to be fun. You guys are going to get to know Lindsay really, really well because I'm not going to give you the clickety. Not my jam, but it'll be really fun. It'll be robust, and Lindsay's a great teacher. I'll be on. I mean, I'll be hanging out with you guys, but I'm not going to be teaching. I'm going to be like, yeah, do what she said. Because she's a genius at that part. So, okay. Well, you guys have a wonderful Wednesday. Listen to me like rhyming over here. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and we will see you again on Monday. If you have any questions, just holler. Okay. Bye, ladies.